Share President that municipal president O video. We have been working very hand in hand yesterday with corn is the root and with the issue of cacao. Well, inform you, President, about the collection of cocoa 2025. We had collected 149 tons. That we were able to work directly with almost 300 small and years of cocoa production in Tabasco. This represented a social investment of 32 millions. Now for this new cycle, we are already increasing more. And this is the approach that we can increase more year after year. The collection of cocoa, because the colleagues who are in today, they are small and small cocoa producers. There is also the brand Ovida Tabasco that is promoting cocoa, and that when they have their plant already rehearsing and having poop, then the plant stations that collect their poop here and transform this year into this cycle. The approach is 270 tons. We are now at 220. With a social casual double investment of 59 million. And we bring these prices are the best there is in the region. And also in the case of Mexico for cocoa, 120 dry fermented cocoa and 180 washed and dried. Share that the state of Tabasco is the state with the largest national production of cocoa in Mexico. Then this proposal and this project become extremely important. What is being done here directly with this chocolate? Share what you already know because you have had the opportunity in the other regions, in the mountains of Acá Tabasco, to know the process, and this is what we do. President, share with you that through what the acupuncture centers are done. Wellbeing, we can receive the best cocoa, and we receive the best cocoa because the colleagues work the cocoa excellently, but well, to receive, to copy your cocoa, you have to go through a process of quality. That is why it is positioned as the best cocoa, not only from Mexico, but from the world. But it is thanks to the work he does. The colleagues to take care of him in the field, to take care of him when he is sick, or washing, drying it, and going to the collection center. To share with you that it gives us a lot of emotion, President, who is basing the Profico studies. We came out very well with our chocolate. He did studies on us and says we comply with the applicable television standards regarding etiquette or high quality, and positioned among the best evaluated products. It is the which has a higher amount of cocoa and chocolates. In Mexico, we are very proud because we are evaluated. This is what the press. Today, President, we feel infinitely grateful to the governor, Javier May Rodriguez, because they donated 3 to us hectares, and in those 2.3 hectares, which is what is proposed. In a moment more, we are going to go see that is what is proposed, to have a plant chocolate so that it has direct jobs in here. Tabasqueñas and Tabasqueños, but indirectly because. And the shit that is going to be processed here is going to be from the lacile colleagues who work. Anakin, it was planned to have an industrial warehouse, a maneuvering yard, and therefore a treatment of water, because it is also going to be a plant, completely ecological with care as well. Such as are required. These are our products that we already have in that. We don't have the chocolate factory yet, but the brand is already positioned well. Be President, it's also surprising that we still don't realize I am enough to give everyone where they want the chocolates. Yes, we were in Hermosillo, and the first thing my colleagues asked me, why hasn't the shock arrived? People wait, chocolate is the most anticipated thing. I give the microphone to the governor so that he can accompany us to Keisha to present to us the project secretary of economy and tourism of the. Thank you, Director. Welcome, President Claudia, to the homeland of cocoa. Boss, with permission, I wonder about this side. Here we want to present this of the main value chain around cocoa. Others of us have worked from the vision and leadership of the governor. Javier Mao Mai, these different activities starting with sowing federal life, then consuming state life, there are already 8. 140 peasant learning communities there established. Agroforestry systems that do precisely. Our poop different from the other varieties, housing, construction. Community and technical assistance that is part of the benefits of this beautiful program that is present here. The director Maria Luisa Alvores and the governor Javier Make who were able to implement. And today it has been replicated at the state level. We have achieved president in this. The geographical indication of Chontalpa Cocoa was added that it gives us traceability, it gives us certification, and it also allows us to give you a guarantee and small producers to have better prices in the market. International, we also have the work that has been done. It is from marketing, that is cocoa and its derivatives. We have different cocoa derivatives, cosmetics. Chocolate table chocolate, we also have different artisanal drinks and many more other products, which is precisely the purpose and vision, and we have aligned. It has been done in Mexico and now. People below both that promote local consumption and also give it portability and certainty. It must also be recognized that chocolate Teat Tabasqueño has been receiving different awards and recognition. The international ones, which also allows us to position ourselves. At a global level, Caban already has a reference that is the added value and President, we have a very important platform. For the cacaboy and for the chocolate, that is one of the festival of chocolate where you were accompanying us in the tasting. There was an edition last year where he also gave the wonderful announcement of the FA. The chocolate factory, this President Festival is more than a festival is the space, it is the platform of promotional and linkage marketing, and it is also a platform. Derma International, we have had presence from more than 10 countries. And in the last edition where you were, Spain accompanied us. And there a very important commercial link was made where the weight is. Spain is going to have a treatment and interpretation center for ca or Tabasco, and with this we want to consolidate many more ties. The commercial ones, this comprehensive ecosystem that has been worked with different secretary, if with your support it also brings tourism with it. And here we have the cacaboy and chocolate route, which is one of the most recognized route nationwide. We had very little awards in the framework of Tianguis. Tourism of Acapulco and with the chocolate factory and with the project. Moralero will also be able to consolidate this route as an offer. Agrotourism par excellence, a great reference of which we feel absolutely proud, and a little it is also the part that responds to us about this comprehensive project where the Federation and different secretaries participated in the Moralero project, which is where it is today. The intention is that the essence is maintained in this intervention. Architecture of the surroundings of the store, but that it also becomes in the Tabasco Cocoa Interpretation Center that has. We have a space for tastings, for smoke stoves, and that in this conservation work that we are also doing of the cocoa agroforestry systems, the tourist can learn about the transformation process of cocoa to the chocolate. I want share this experience now that we had the opportunity to be in the future for the market. Hey European, the poop is a revelation, you don't know him. And this product that was there long before the wells. And I am sure, President, that this product is going to start. It will be the report of this effort that the governor of Tabasco has made to work on diversifying our economy. That not only is it something we have to do, but it is also historical justice for our state, and who better than cocoa? Be able to tell that story, that's how much, President. Of Parthinos, thank you very much, Keisha. How are you? Good. Good afternoon, morning, President. Welcome home. No, thank you. Which is from Venena, Tabasco, Secretary Lesha Mai. Ramayer's Amaya, companion of many years of struggle. To walk together, Maria Luisa. It's just that a woman of challenge I commit if. And that together we have built a project, a dream. That we once planned, and that arises from the heart and thoughts of the President, a program sowed life that today is a real. President, look, in our state we have make 17,000 producers and producers, small producers that count, with Mediataria Wangtaria 1,525 hectares. They are small producers and they support an economy here. And we can say that this municipality is like the center of poop. We can have more than almost 30 producing associations. That Ecoteras were cooperatives. Made up of small producers, that was history, it's over. Cacao was an empire, it was an empire that today is ruins. That there are still the helmets of what was, all those associations. It is the dryer, the supplies, everything that was exported. They came to have an empire because Fiera, they had tractor trailers, they had small planes, I mean, here it is. Russia and Maquila factories had warehouses in Mexico City, in Guadalajara. They had all this here, but all that is over. It is over, and today it is resurfacing again with great strength. Because cocoa, we are part of cocoa, and cocoa is part of us, it is our root, our culture, so our largest production, this export, everyone who just exports Europe. The United States to Capon is where our production goes. But today we have a challenge, Mario Leza. And you present that it was good to be able to collect this shit, to have a earned price. That this price has been like hope and a blessing for the producers because they never. This price had been obtained that today you do not guarantee. Don't cut me off. To ask them for a petition. You can help us copy the 17,000 tons. A fit price, a guaranteed price. Let's avoid internalism, now the truck is being paid. Small PR router between 40-50 pesos the kilo. So many see the effort because cocoa can give you all year round if you want it, I can see. In the function all in the nigh, but the efforts are scarce because production is not profitable, sometimes it does not even cover. The work, the labor, the cornel, cover the cornels. If we achieve this, we will be able to reactivate the economy. Last year the sale meant the harvest was more than $181 million from this production, which raises. And that it is paid at a fair price that the utility takes to the inside. The medial eye, so if we can set a price. The whole year, the whole cycle, so to say. I speak out loud about 100 pesos per permanent kilo. We can recover that investment, that is, we can. Establish a standard, resettable price. And we can have that price guarantee. and that the producer is reactivated in the economy, that this is going to help us for. What is social economy? It is an economy that does not focus on a few waves, hands, and a few forests, but it is distributed in almost 20,000 families that live from production. And this means that it also has a goodness that we will be able to take care of our environment, conserve our plantations, and reforestar, conserve the fauna. Here in the Moralero you have. Most of the store is more than 140 years old. We are recovering because it was watered down when we arrived, and now we have production. And it'll be a certain interpretation, but we are also going to do atify it so that it is a mother garden, so that Menya can come out of here, certainly. To renew the plantations, expand the plantation. President, more than grateful, thank you for all the support, the solitude. The truth is that we are never wrong. I believe that the people of Tabasco decided well, and that all your solidarity is reflected in the support for the Tabasco people. It is our gratitude. It will always count on us. In the decency of sovereignty, let's take a step forward, President. We will always be in front. That our only will always have even Basques, and I know them. You Tabasqueños, thank you very much. Welcome to your land, to your water. Thank you very much, dear Governor. Before giving the word, Sidenta, the partner Daisy de la Cruz, producer of cacao, prepared a few words to be a message of gratitude. I'm going to put on my go ahead, mate. Well, until leave everything. I am addressing the President. Good afternoon, President. The UDH human pardon. It is an honor to be here with you in rep. Presentation of the producers of Tabasco poop, tend it from. We return to feeling your commitment and interest in us, and it is not. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Greetings also to our Governor Javier Rodriguez, Governor. The General Director of Food for Wellbeing, Maria Luisa today. And to all the presents we need with great pleasure. Today I share a little of my story and how I thank the government of Mexico through nutrition for the well-being of my life and that of my daughter. That of my parents and my sisters has improved before. Of my 15 years in my family, we did not have the opportunity to access land. It was until we inherited from my grandmother that we began to, or working the land that saw us make. And start with her the relationship that gives decoration, identity to our communities since then hour. They have been a source of work for women, of being brothers, of which I am the oldest, that we had dedicated our efforts to different tasks, and today we can say that we are all women of cocoa. The first crop was nice, but the second was very difficult due to the conditions of the land. I was 15 years old and no longer. I wanted to work. It was very difficult and the result was not visible. It was not had at good prices, and we felt that the wealth was staying elsewhere. That generated, but we never stopped. We'll take care of the what I finished is a craftsmanship and total dedication, and we do it for and for our land, for our families, with all the loves to the work for which we live and eat. This is the first cycle. In that, thanks to food for well-being, we not only sold, and we also learned to improve our work, and in the next, we can't complete it. The benefits and have savings with the certainty that we will not. A comma as we are going to sell our product badly, and that justice social, if there is fair payment for our work, we Allowed to walk easier, it has been an opportunity to demonstrate that as women we can break with the idea of working as a man and demonstrate that working as a woman is a source of pride and guarantee of a special value from love and care. The well-being of our daughters and sons of the land that gives us everything. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and in the afternoons we have started to transmit knowledge and share work to continue in our Coco route, that of our history as a people working too. And full of joy as a mother of a family and producer, the price that it allows us to cover my expenses, it is the guideline for a holiday with well-being. Before this did not exist. Thank you, President, because you are where you are because of your work. Because the command of a firm and hard-working woman is felt. It is lived and also comforts and encourages us with a smile. How can we not be with you, President, if you have extended your hand to us and value to our work? You can count on us to continue delivering the best shit, the best in the world, to correspond what his government. It gives us like it has never happened before. I also know that the chocolate factory will be built next to this farm. It will provide jobs in the region and will be a benefit for this entire area. Otra test where we do not benefit and also see. We serve many more people with the best chocolate in the world. Once again, I tell you, President, that it is an honor to have you on our lands, especially because we are together proving that it is. Women's time, thank you so much. Mrs. Days, and before giving it. By the way, our President, remember that cocoa was our first currency as a pre-Hispanic people, and also says who knows health and nutrition than cocoa through chocolate generates happiness, so what excitement to have a chocolate plant in a land sold for cocoa, because it will generate happiness. President, the colleagues, they came early with the excitement and joy of hearing it. Good to see. Let Maria Luisa tell us when. If is the construction of the factory, thank you, President. The approach is tremendous, the part of the resource that in September, and despite the construction already, so that they can the first semester next year 2027 come to inaugurate the plant. We are going to start working 600 tons of cocoa and asico maquila, and the guarantee is that in 2030, the ship that will be built will give us 1,000 tons. But for the planting, we follow instructions, and this is the proposed investment that we have 110 million pesos. How are you doing? Thank you very much for receiving. I'm not here in the heat as mayor. Bajan Kladikan Lai. A little bit that we did yesterday, I'm going to tell you why. The relevant one, yesterday we signed a Can I trade with Europe? Yes, strengthen them a commercial agreement that already existed to be able export products, agricultural and other types. In a better way, Europe, than what we have today. There is no charge. Would there be no tax to export, for example, cocoa from Mexico, Europe? When you see those projects, those signatures, those agreements, well, in the past, how they looked, well now. Let everyone see how this trade agreement favors them. Big companies, we think that these agreements eat. Well, they can favor large companies, but we have to guarantee that benefactors from below that benefit the people. Why be the diff? Persistence of the previous governments and the governments of the transformation. Before there were no resources for the people. The resources were for a few until the president arrived. I have begun to change the history of our country. In person, an economy was built from below. First of all, wellness programs did not exist before. What's that? How is it that before there was no recourse for the people? Because they stole it in a few words, now there is a senior pension. Now I support people with disabilities, there are scholarships for young people. High school and sewing life, there are free fertilizers. There are young people building the future, and when we arrive, we say, and we support women, compensation, well-being women, and with more. VECA, and every high school student has a VECA. And this year we are going to give a scholarship for supplies and uniforms for all students. Primary school students, so that there is no lack of resources in families who take their children to school. It's a topic, wellness programs, very important. Because they have brought benefit to people directly. Without intermediaries, not like before governments. They arrived when there were elections in Davin, my Godges, and then. If you forgot about the town here, right? Here it is directly through the Bank of Wellness, the support of wellness programs, and in most wellness programs, of the cases it is for everyone without distinction. That's the first thing, that's the big change. The second, increase the salary. No, we can forget that. In 2018 the salary. Nimorov 300 pesos, 800 pesos per month. Now the minimum wage is at 9,000, almost 500. Monthly pesos, an increase of 154% overall. Not real, that is, wealth is distributed. Because the worker generates that wealth, and before he kept it. The majority went up to see the higher salary was distributed. And in wealth, and you live better, families live better when you get tired. For more, what else do we do? Well, many other things, for example. The housing program for well-being that here has more than 40,000 homes. And to those who had credits from Infonavito and Favista, we forgive them their credits. These, because they were really very unfair, we are making schools. The program which ours, but we are also being more preparatory. Universities plus hospitals yesterday in Morlos. And we inaugurated a hospital in Guripec, which is just going to be the one in Cardenas that is building here. It has all the most equipment. Modern ones anywhere in the world. He even has a fifth. Fully automatic operating room with the equipment there. We quinoramos in Merida the Oran with more than 600 beds the end. From previous week, it has an operating room that can. A doctor operate remotely with robots. So, we are going to build 9,000 more beds, and we are going to provide universal service to the DeSalo so that you don't matter one is from the list, from the IMSS well-being. Or LIMS, we can be served in the 3 health systems. Can be coordinated, we do all that. He also said we signed a trade agreement with the Euro. But what good is that trade agreement for Tabasco? Well, if not. We organized well with the governor, with Maria Luisa and you. What is it? Well, cocoa production is going to have a better price because we can export it in a better way to Europe. That's what you are doing today. We had talking with Javier. From the cocoa production in Tabasco, in fact, there is the best cocoa in the world. In Tabasco, and now you know, they look like chocolate, which is actually a free cat because in reality, it's not even chocolate. There are some marks. They say chocolate, but it actually has 1% poop. The majority are already chemicals. So what do I propose to you about this program that we have now? As Javier said, between Javier and the governor, we are also going to invoke the municipal president here. Maria Luisa, can you present me a project? In how many times? 2 weeks, 2 weeks. To guarantee the price. If there are producers of Tabasco poop. At all. To all the small producers, well, here practically everyone is A. That they produce for us, that the price is guaranteed. How are we going to do it? So that we don't have to be subsidizing all the time, as they say, putting in money. To guarantee the price that something follows and to support, well, let's go. We are going to guarantee that this cocoa has added value, it can be seen. Like chocolate, so that means chocolate for him. Well-being, not only from food for well-being, but good. Calculating all producers so that the profit in chocolate reaches them directly. Guaranteeing the price of cocoa, so with added value that is, it is not. Only in cocoa, in addition to being sold dry, which we guarantee. That's so that it is a good price and has a value at which. Create to guarantee the price for everyone and also to help. Let it really be the small producers who export Europe. At a fair price, what do you think? See? It is therefore to build it with. Naminia from below should judge the economy. Social, of course, it is good that there are investments, that there are companies, that they settle in different places that generate employment, but agricultural production. Within Mexico, it has always been a production of small Gidad producers. Dario of community members, and that is where we have to support, then enter. Maria Luisa, Javier, and all of you present me a project. And it was already the city, we prepared it, we worked on it, and we returned to present it. In you, and tell them from how much price. Just right for Tabasco cocoa, that's what it's going to be called. I was very pleased to be with you. We're doing very well, very good. You know why we are doing well? Because there is no divorce between people and government. The government went the other way and forgot the people, then we would go a long way. There are some who want it to happen. They write about you there in the media, on television, and everything that I already know. Yes, but no matter what they tell us, it is as they say, Gila. Oh no, imagine it's like, you guys think we're going to break up.